What's going on, traders? Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're watching this week and where you think the markets are headed. We're going to break it down in this video, so stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you want to learn more about supply and demand trading. US dollar index DXY call reports show that they didn't really do much this week. They still remain 66% short to 34% long. I've had this daily supply zone drawn out here for a while now. I think about a week. Right here, remove this upward trend line and the supply zone. I remember telling the group and some of the guys, I think I even mentioned it last week, to watch out for this zone. I definitely did not want to be buying the dollar in this area on the daily time frame. I'm still bearish on the US dollar. So basically what I'm waiting to see happen is for, basically I want to see the banks make their move before me. So either I want to see that happen and then we can start to look for shorts again, or something like that happen and maybe we can start to look for longs again on the US dollar. All right, looking at the euro, the chart basically looks exactly the opposite of the US dollar. The Dixie, nice demand zone here. Didn't really remove any supply though on the euro chart. So basically right now you could have looked for confirmation in this daily demand zone. I just didn't like it because there was no zone removed. So basically what I'm waiting for this supply to be broken. That's what I think is going to happen, or for this demand to be broken and then this demand to be broken. Then I can start to look to short the euro again. Looking at the call reports here, they added 1,900 longs and they actually added some shorts too. So it could be a sign that they are just holding up price up here. I know we are in a monthly supply level as well. What I'm kind of expecting to happen is the US dollar to gain strength and then for price to come to this weekly area where we will be looking for a 4-hour momentum shift. As far as these smaller time frames go, like the 4-hour chart here, we're just kind of stuck in between supply and demand. I want the banks to, take out their own zones and see what they're doing before I even consider trading this market. In order to get long, I'm going to have to go down here. If this demand gets broken, I do believe, on the daily chart that we are going to see that leg down happen if that 4-hour demand does get removed. And here on the daily chart, if price does break the zone, I would definitely place my money on that. This daily demand is not going to hold at all. All right, looking at AUDUSD, the Aussie dollar. Call reports don't really show much in this pair, I find. They're 49% long to 51% short. Not really telling us much. So this is a chart we're going to have to rely on the charts for. One thing I noticed is this trend line is getting very, it's been tested here. Now it's getting tested again. But if we can get a long entry, what I'm seeing on the reason I'm starting on the weekly chart is because we have a lot of profit margin. The only thing that's concerning me is this daily supply. So if we are going to turn around in the Aussie dollar, it's going to be in this daily supply. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying if we are going to turn around at all in the Aussie dollar, it's going to be this daily supply zone right here that it will hold. What I'm hoping happens is that we break this zone here. The daily supply gets taken out maybe on Monday or Tuesday. And then, looking at the 4-hour chart here, we got room to the upside. I don't track all my zones in the 4-hour back there because I don't have all the data. So we could see that happen. And if that does happen, then I'll basically switch to my 1-hour chart. And this supply would be broken if that daily supply gets broken, and then I would start to look for 1-hour pullbacks on the Aussie dollar. And if that doesn't happen and this daily supply turns around, then we looks like we're coming back to this weekly area, which I would expect to break now that this trend line will be broken. So I could see us coming down pretty far. Kind of just waiting to see what the big players are going to be doing first before I make a decision. All right, looking at GBPUSD, they still remain 61% long to 39% long. And they did get rid of a few shorts last week, but not much data here to check out. As you can see, we're reacting off of this 1-hour demand here. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens there. And then we would be able to, draw our trend line like that, most likely on the 1-hour. 4 hours looking pretty bullish. And even the daily time frame, I'm going to blow up the daily time frame here. We have tons of room to the upside up here. So because if you do get in long, I think I talked about it last week, our targets could be, final target would be this weekly supply. Once this weekly supply does get hit, then that's when I would start to expect a bigger pullback. But the pound has just been, it's been on a tear, and what I'm really hoping happens is the smaller time frames start to pull back, and then we can get a pushback into this daily demand right here, where I will definitely be looking for a 1 hour momentum shift, 1 hour confirmation. If you don't know about confirmation, I just made a video. It'll be my latest video besides this one about confirmation trades. Check that out, and it'll basically tell you exactly what I'm looking for if the pound does end up coming back to this daily area of demand. All right, on to USDJPY. Call reports show that they are 69% short now. They did get rid of, or they did add some longs and some shorts last week, so it's kind of looking like they are holding up price here. Maybe they're looking to turn the market around. Not really sure. As you can see in the daily time frame, we are on an uptrend. As you can see, trend lines intact, supply zones being removed. If you look at the 4 hour too, we're reacting off of this 4 hour level, which actually would have qualified as a trade according to my strategy. But the zone's pretty wide. You actually probably could have drawn it like that to get a tighter entry. So basically what I'm waiting for to happen on that is to start to look for longs again. Since the 4 hour is trending up, all I need is my 1 hour to start trending up again for me to start looking for buys. So I'd have to see, this is the 1 hour chart, I had to see both these supply zones removed, then I would start to look for 1 hour pullbacks on USDJPY. All right, looking at USDCAD, I know oil has been on a tear lately, and the call reports are still showing they're 55% short on this pair, so they're still long the CAD because you do have to switch them around. Looking at the chart here, the daily time frame, I haven't been trading the CAD pairs because we have some demand down here. This is the daily time frame. We have demand here, and demand here. So, you know, for me to start looking for longs, I want to see this demand removed first, and I actually want to see that demand removed as well, and then get a nice pullback up to here in the daily time frame. If you're looking at the 4 hour charts, it's a downtrend on the 4 hour right here, as you can see, and the 1 hour. There's a decent zone right here on the 1 hour actually. I just don't know if I'd be taking that based on the daily time frame, but I might actually look for a confirmation in that 1 hour zone on USDCAD. But, you know, just be aware of this daily demand that I talked about. And if you do get in short, it's be pretty good short entry because there's not much demand as far as down here goes on the weekly time frame. So it could be a potential high risk to reward. We're just going to have to watch the US dollar to see what the US dollar does first. All right, on to USDCHF, the Swiss franc. Call reports show that they are 68% short on this pair, so they're still 68% long on the Swiss franc, so still looking pretty bearish for the Swiss franc. If you look at the daily chart here, this is really looking like the DXY. Basically the exact same supply setup on the DXY right here. So this pair is actually looking better to trade based on the fact that it looks more like the the DXY. So, you know, it's pretty simple. What I'm looking for is either for this supply to be removed, and then we would have an uptrend because we'd be able to draw that trend line as long as this high gets broken on the daily. Then I would start to look for longs. 4 hour, as you can see, nice demand zone here. That was responsible for breaking two supply zones up here. So a very nice reaction off this 4 hour supply. As far as the 1 hour goes, I'm not really interested in going long until till the daily chart starts to show direction. This could technically be a 1 hour confirmation inside as a reaction of this 4 hour demand zone. So that's not a bad zone right here on the 1 hour. Like I said, I'm just not really interested in buying it based on the fact that we are reacting off of this daily supply. So I'd be very careful buying. I prefer much to short this pair. Just need a couple demand zones to be removed on the daily before doing that. All right, looking at gold, this last week they actually got rid of 5,000 longs on gold and added 10,000 shorts, and you know the chart is really, it's really showing us that. As you can see, we've been on a downtrend in the daily. So to get in short, it's not really a bad idea. I know that we are in monthly demand right now, but if you come over here in the left, there's not much here to stop price as far as the daily time frame goes. Looking on the 4 hour here, we had a nice reaction off of this supply zone here on the 4 hour. Would have been a nice trade. Let me see the risk reward on that one. Yeah, it was at least a 3-to-1. So that would have been a decent trade right here. Now this trend line is being broken, so I could actually create a new demand zone like that. And if you want to track the zones with me, by the way, like I'm doing right here, you'll get all that live. There's a Patreon link in the description, and it's $5 Canadian a month. And you basically get all my chart layout, all my zones, trend lines, and trends, and all that stuff. So if you're interested, check that out. It's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap. So that's what the 4 hours looking like. Right now, I'm not looking to short at all, based on the fact that we're sideways in the 4 hour now, and on the 1 hour we're sideways as well. So basically, what I'm going to need to see to get in long is for this daily trend to change, and then go back to the 4 hour. If the daily trend changes, we're going to be up here, and then we can probably start to look for pullbacks to get in long. If you're looking to short, I would definitely be waiting for this demand to be removed, and then we could connect our trend line again, and then you could switch down to the 1 hour or the 4 hour and start to short the pullbacks on the smaller time frames on gold. All right, last but not least, looking at crude oil. Car reports show they added 2,200 longs and actually added some shorts as well. In the last week, they actually added 19,000 and added 4,000 shorts. So to me, it looks like they're kind of holding up price, and this is very important. The reason I'm on the weekly time frame right now is we have this nice supply zone here. And we are already seeing a reaction from the zone. I've had this zone drawn out for months and months now, waiting for it to be contacted. So buying oil right now is kind of risky. I noticed this daily demand level right here, and I'm looking for a 1 hour confirmation, which I'll show you, but I'm not putting a lot of weight on this daily demand based on the fact that this reaction you see here is a weekly supply zone being hit. And if you're familiar with supply and demand, you'll know that a weekly supply zone is stronger than a daily demand zone. So be very, very careful buying oil right now. That's why I'm waiting for a 4 hour or a 1 hour momentum shift in the zone. And it would actually probably be better to wait for a 1 hour, or for a 4 hour, sorry. So basically what I need to see is this 1 hour supply to be removed for me to be even considering going long on oil right now. But actually, I would much prefer this 4 hour supply to be removed, and then I would start to look for longs on oil. I'm not looking to short oil right now based on that strong weekly uptrend. I'm just not trying to do it. I'm not trying to pick tops and bottoms here. And I'd want that 4 hour supply to be removed, but then you still have to be careful of this weekly area of supply, and then we actually have another weekly area of supply up above. So basically, we're going to need this weekly supply removed, get a nice deep pullback down into here, maybe on another daily time frame. Basically, it's all going to revolve around this daily demand here. If this daily demand does get broken, I'm sure this trend line will be broken, and if that happens, I think we're headed much lower on oil. And it's hard to tell where we might come down to on the weekly time frame, but like I said, I'd be very careful buying oil right now. Right now, I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines. I'm not really going long unless I get the 1 hour confirmation or 4 hour confirmation, and I'm definitely not looking to short based on this weekly uptrend. Alright everyone, thanks again for watching this week's Forex forecast. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well if you don't mind. I really appreciate all the support. Let me know in the comments down below what pairs you're looking at this week, and maybe we can get in touch and you can send me a chart and let me know what you're looking at. I always like looking at charts. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week and let's make some money. Cheers.